Hey, what's up, fam? Welcome to Ask to My Ox.
where we challenge you to stop playing and start pushing.
This right here is my boo thing, Aiyana.
And this right here is my boo thing, my husband, my baby, Ayize. All right, y'all, what's happening? We may both look a bit tired, eyes a little glossy,
Mm-hmm.
because for those who don't know, our baby boy is 2 weeks old now, and he's taking a
Yes.
nap right now. So we said, let's see if we can get a video done really quickly and come in and connect with our online family, YouTube and our website and so forth. And so we're here, and we are hanging in there
Mm-hmm.
in sleep deprivation mode, but we are very happy to have our baby with us.
Yeah.
So, look, y'all, we wanted to come really quickly, though, and just talk about the assistant coach for what team is it? Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, Oklahoma City Thunder, Monty Williams. Many of you may have heard in the news that he lost his wife, Ingrid Williams. They were the parents of, well, she was the mom of 5 children. They're both their children. And I don't know if you all have had an opportunity to look at the remarks he made at the funeral, but they are pretty amazing, and it just really touched me. And there's no way you can watch it and not be touched. Either you're going to become really uncomfortable and pause it and stop it and not watch it anymore because it's hitting a place that you don't really want to hit, or you'll just allow that emotion to come and you'll sit with that for a minute and be like, wow, we never know the day nor the hour. So we just wanted to touch in. My husband, on the real, he didn't want to do the video
I did. No.
because he don't like this type of stuff.
I
Is
mean,
that
not
what
a.
it is?
Yeah, I mean, it's that, but I mean, I'm also coming off of a funeral for my grandmother last Saturday.
Right, right, right.
And so, I mean, anytime you're dealing with death or somebody making a transition, it's always difficult to deal with. And then on top of that, I mean, this story. I mean, Monty had 5 children. I actually knew Monty too. Um, he coached a summer camp when I was probably about 8 years old. He was one of the camp counselors at this basketball summer camp here in Oxon Hill, Maryland. Um, and so yeah, so I knew him. I mean, I don't know him anymore per se. We don't have a relationship now, but I knew him back then. And just to hear of his tragic loss, it just made me reflect and think about my family. Like I said, he has 5 children. We now have 5 children. He
They knew
was.
each other in college.
They knew each other
Apparently,
in
right?
college. Yeah,
We got
yeah,
together in high school.
yeah. And what he said in his video is that when he was at the University of Notre Dame, he he got some news that he wouldn't be able to continue playing basketball anymore based off of a heart condition that he had, and so he actually kept that information quiet. And he went to his girlfriend's dorm room, who became his wife, and she basically, said some prayer, said a prayer with him and
I told
consoled him,
him,
comforted him, and let him know that things would be okay.
and that God would heal his heart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, eventually, he went on to do bigger and better things. But then to just hear that, he's lost his wife, who, it sounds like to me like she was that spiritual rock for him. And then, just based off of how he represented at the funeral, he's a spiritual rock. He's a spiritual rock for his family. So it was just rough, listening to him. It brought back tears for me, just thinking about this past Saturday. And it made me think about my family and just how deeply appreciative I am of what I have. And if I was to lose my wife, man, I told my wife I would be like Florida Evans from Good Times. Because in this video, mind he's real stoic. But that doesn't mean that he's not impacted, because he spoke about in the video, and I don't want to share too much, but he spoke about how he misses sitting next to her, holding her hand, talking to her, and all of that type of stuff. And so these are all things that I enjoy doing with my wife, doing with my family, and to not have her, to not have them, it would just be absolutely devastating. And yeah, so it's just sad, just real sad, tragic, situation that occurred.
So on that note, I really wanted to just pause for a minute and come and speak to y'all, because I want to normalize the fact that the sadness and grief and death and devastation, as much as we don't want it in our lives, It is very much a normal part of being human. Everyone who's born ends up dying. There is no person that exists today, nor has there ever been, who has not experienced loss or significant trauma or disappointment or devastation in their life, just as they have experienced success and happiness and joy and beauty. And so I think that it's important for us to just know and to remember that it's all a part of the process. And this brother just really brought it home because he was able to have such perspective in terms of understanding that it will all work out. Everything happens as it should. And so the story that you just talked about in terms of what happened to him in college, where he found out he couldn't play basketball anymore, and he was on this, to the NBA type trajectory, but he was to be a coach. He was to end up being an assistant coach. He's in the NBA. Like there's always a plan that we can't see. There's always next steps that we have no access to at that moment in time. All we have access to is the pain or the disappointment or the fact that things are not lining up the way that we want them to. And so I just want to bring home today that those things that happen to us that are outside of our control, because somebody who you love being killed in a car accident, somebody else hit them. Didn't appear that they were drunk or anything. It was just an accident. These types of things boggle our minds. Why? And we're not going to always know why. And I'm not going to be the one to say in the by and by you'll know. I don't know. All I know is that we don't have to know. We don't have to have all of the answers. We don't have to be able to make sense of it all. But faith will carry you. And that no matter what you have gone through, no matter what you're going through, or for many of you, what you have yet to go through in your relationships, in your lives with your family and loved ones, just know that God's got you. Just know that there's always a divine master plan. Just know that there's nothing, even accidents are not accidents. This is my belief. This is me speaking now. Everything that happens to us, God is already clear about what's happening. He already knows what he wants from it. He already knows what's going to happen as a result of it. He already knows what's needed to happen within you so that you can have the character and the conviction and the courage, so you can be broken down so that you can be built back up so that you can do what it is that he's calling you to do individually and collectively in your family and in your community. So this brother just really brought it home. And I just want to say today, just know pain is a part of the process. Loss is a part of the process. Devastation, unbelievable grief. It will not kill you. It cannot consume you. It may feel like it. Don't get stuck and lost in the emotions. Honor them. Don't resist them. But then remember, God's got you. Stop playing.
Start pushing.
Stop pushing.